Okay, so I am going to go ahead and talk to you about the formation of yes-no questions. Um, so in Spanish, a yes-no question uses rising intonation, meaning your voice goes up at the end of the sentence. There are three ways to form a yes-no question depending on the intent of the speaker. Note that an inverted question mark is used at the beginning of the question. So let's inverted question mark. Whoops. Inverted question mark is used at the beginning of the question, and the standard question mark closes the question. Okay, so to request new information, you invert the order of the subject. Okay, so to request new information, you're going to invert the order of the subject and the verb found in a declarative sentence. So in a declarative sentence, you're going to have your subject and then your verb. Picasso is your subject. And is your verb. Okay, so you have your subject first and then your verb when you make a statement or in a declarative sentence. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, so in a declarative sentence, you're gonna have your subject and then your verb, which is what you've got going on down here. Picasso es de Málaga. When you want to request new information, you're going to switch it around. You're going to put your verb before your subject. So you can see now that Picasso is here. And es is here. Es comes first this go round. Okay. And that's in a question in which you're requesting new information. Okay. To express disbelief. So here the declarative statement, you're saying Picasso es de Málaga. He is from Malaga. But here you're saying, es Picasso de Málaga? So your voice is going to go up. That's the rising intonation. And you've switched the order, and that's how you ask. You're requesting new information. If you want to express disbelief, about information already given, you maintain the declarative order. You're going to keep the subject verb order when you're expressing disbelief, but with rising intonation. So, Picasso es de Málaga, that means that you're just double checking. You're not sure you believe what you heard. Here you're asking for new information. You want someone to tell you yes or no, and here you're just wanting, you're telling them, like, you're basically saying, like, I don't believe it. Like, wow, he really is. You might also want to confirm information already given or supposed. And when you do that, you're just going to add a tag word or a phrase. Okay, so you add a tag word or phrase. Okay, and tag words are no and verdad. Actually, let's do that. It's how you say right. So if I want to say Rafael Nadal is de Mallorca, no. So you make a statement and you're not completely sure that your statement is correct, then you just add a no or a verdad onto your declarative statement. Okay, so those are the three different ways that you can form sentences. Okay, but the one we use most frequently is the one that asks for new information. So we're going to go through and change each of these statements, the order of the subject and the verb to reflect that, change them from a statement to a question, the type that would be asking for new information. Okay, so I put in a little box in here. We're going to work on requesting new information. So we're going to want to put our verb first and our subject second. And I'm going to make our verb red and our subject blue. So up here, Pablo come en la cafetería. Your verb is come, and your subject is Pablo. So if I want to turn this statement into a question, what I'm going to say is, I'm going to put an upside down question mark because that's how I start my questions. And since I am requesting new information, I want to flip-flop the order of my verb and my subject. I want my verb to come first. So I'm going to say, come Pablo en la cafeteria. And then I end it with a right side up question mark. It doesn't really matter where Pablo goes, just as long as it's after the verb. So you could say come Pablo en la cafeteria or come en la cafeteria Pablo. Both of those would be okay. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing down here. My verb is. Okay. And my subject is la profesora. Okay, so if I want to turn this into this statement into a question that requests new information, I would do my upside down question mark. Then I would put my verb first, which is. Then I'm going to put la profesora, and then I'm going to put mexicana, and end it with a right side up question mark. So if I go down here, Silvia tiene dos hermanas. Okay, my verb is tiene. My subject is, my verb is tiene. And my subject is Silvia. So if I want to turn this into a question that requests new information, I'm going to start with my upside down question mark. Then I'm going to use my verb, tiene, because the verb goes first. And then I'm going to put Silvia. And then the rest of my sentence, dos hermanas, and put a question mark. Okay. So then in the next one, tus amigos llegan a las 9. My verb is llegan. Okay. And tus amigos is my subject. So if I want to turn this into a question that requests new information, I'm going to start with my upside down question mark. I'm going to put my verb, my subject, so llegan tus amigos a las 9, and my right side up question mark. So if I go down to the next one, los estudiantes viven a la residencia estudiantil. I'm going to pick my verb, viven, and then my subject is los estudiantes. Okay, and then I'm going to answer it. So to answer it, I'm going to first need my upside down question mark. I'm going to need my verb then, viven, then my subject, los estudiantes en la residencia estudiantil. Okay, and then I'm going to put my right side up question mark. So here, Daniel is de Mexico. I'm going to get my verb. My verb is. My subject is Daniel. And then I want to write out my question that requests new information. I'm going to start with my upside down question mark. My verb is Daniel de Mexico. Right side up question mark. Okay. The next one, I'm going to start with my verb, son. My subject is ellos. Oops. Okay, so to change this to a question that requests new information, I'm going to start with my upside down question mark, my verb, my subject, son ellos muy guapos. Okay. Then if I go over here, I'm going to start with my verb, son, and then I'm going to get my subject, padres, and then if I want to write my question that requests new information, I use my upside down question mark, my verb, son tus padres, my subject, morenos, right side up question mark. Okay. Then I go back and I want to get my verb is, my subject, Jorge. And then if I want to write my question that requests new information, my upside down question mark, my verb, my subject, and the rest of my sentence, and the right side up question mark. Okay, last one, my verb is, my subject is Buenos Aires. So if I want to write my question that requests new information, I start with my upside down question mark, my verb, my subject, and the rest of the sentence.